Hey everybody, it's Kevin Duffy of the Boston Herald, joined by Guregian. It is week 9, one of the biggest games on the schedule here. Green Bay Packers coming to town, should be a shootout. I think the Patriots, the story right now for the Patriots, they're going to need to score points in this game, and they're a little banged up on offense. Rob Gronkowski absent from the beginning of Thursday's practice. Julian Edelman was absent Wednesday, returned Thursday. And Shaq Mason, who's not someone we talk about much, but he's a really important part of their running game at right guard. He has missed the last 2 practices with a calf injury that knocked him out against the Bills. And then, of course, we have Sony Michel, too. So there's a lot of uncertainty with some key parts of the Patriots' offense. As of
this date, when we're talking to you, we really don't know what the status is of Rob Gronkowski. He was practicing earlier in the week. We haven't been privy to the practice report to know if it's his back again or if it's his ankle again or what the situation is. I don't think there's much question that he's just dealing with nagging injuries and nagging problems. During his press conference yesterday on Wednesday, he left a little bit abruptly or kind of early because I know he's kind of sick and tired of answering questions about, Rob, you've only been in the end zone once with 1 touchdown, and we're at week 9, and you're not being targeted in the red zone, and he's a little sick of hearing those questions. And there's no question he's not right. He's not right physically. He's not quite right on the field yet. So this is one of those things where I guess we'll just have to wait and see what comes of the practice report, if he'll play or not play Sunday. My guess is we'll see him.
I was going to ask you about the Gronk press conference. It was only 3 minutes long. He's clearly not – he's getting annoyed with having to do this every week. He only has 2 red zone targets this year. He had 22 last year. So there's been a total reversal in what they do when they get down to the red area, and it involves a lot of running, a lot of James White, and not much Gronkowski. My question for you is, going forward, is this an elite offense? Is this a top 3 offense in the league if Gronk never really gets right this year? Do they need him to be the Gronk of old, or are they going to be okay with what they have?
Well, prior to the Bills game, they were averaging 39 points a game with him, not factoring in largely into the offense. I mean, if he's dragging 2 or 3 guys, 2 or 3 bodies with him from the defensive part, that's fine because other guys are getting the ball because of, all the people he's kind of occupying in the offense. Julian Edelman is catching balls. James White is catching balls. Where it becomes a problem, I think maybe in his estimation, although he's not going to say it is, he has a lot of money at stake because his contract is incentive-laden. So, we're talking millions of dollars. So, if he's not catching so many balls or not catching so many touchdowns, he's losing money.
Yeah, the touchdowns are pretty much out the window for him. He has to get 9. I guess in theory he could. That would be averaging 1 a game if he plays every game going forward. But right now he's just not getting the looks down there. And I think the offense overall, like Karen, you made a good point. They scored 38 points at minimum in 4 straight games before the Bills game. So this is still a really, really good offense, even if he's not the same player he was 2 years ago. I think when we look at this Packers matchup, maybe the injury that is most important is probably Sony Michel coming back, and to a lesser extent Shaq Mason, because he's such a big part of the running game.
Yeah, there's no question about that. They need to have a balanced attack. They need to be able to run the ball effectively to set up their passing game. The running game basically triggers the offense. But just getting back to Gronk for 1 second, he might not have the huge numbers or the big, 10 catches, 8 catches, 100 yards every game. But in a couple of those games, whether it was the Chiefs game, he might have 2 catches, but those 2 catches were very pivotal in winning those games. He might make one big play or one, down the stretch, that helps put them over the top. And for now, I think that's okay. Maybe he just needs to get healthier to contribute a little more. But when Brady needed to make a play in that Chiefs game, where did he look? Gronkowski.
Gronk twice.
Yeah.
In a huge 46-yard gain, then a 43-yard gain. And I know this isn't cool to talk about, but he also was awesome as a run blocker and opened up many holes for Michelle early in that game.
And that's not to say he looks like the Gronk of old. He doesn't. But he's still contributing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll wrap it up there. You can find all our coverage of Patriots Packers on bostonherald.com. Thanks for watching.